Hello, this is Lada from astrolada.com here with your weekly horoscope for the 19th to the 25th of August 2019. And this week we're going to start feeling a shift of energy. All the planets are starting to move gradually from the excitable, fiery, strong Leo to the more modest Virgo. So we're all going to start gradually already from Monday. Mars is moving there into Virgo, then the Sun is moving and Venus is moving into Virgo. So we're going to start noticing a shift from being, usually when planets are in fire sign, they bring us some inspiration. Fire is inspiring. Also, Leo has helped not only bring more inspiration, but some kind of more strength in us, more self-confidence about something, more faith as well. And when they're moving now into the earth sign for the next 30 days into Virgo, it's time for us to manifest. Earth sign is material. The energy is about putting into concrete actions, manifesting those ideals, those inspirations, how the way that we improved our confidence and self-strength inside. Now we have to put it into practical, earthly, down to earth, get down to earth, basically. And by the way, just to remind you that me and Krasi are making a webinar, which is 30% off till Wednesday, on electional astrology. It has very Virgo-ish energy. Electional astrology is how to choose the best day, whether to start a business, to launch a video, to send an email, to apply for a job, to go on a date. Astrology can be used in a fantastic way to know how to go with the flow. And we're teaching it from the foundations. It's 4 or 5 hours. It's only $14 or $49, and after that it becomes $69. So come and join us if you'd like to learn that with us. So the Virgo energy that we're going to be in, it's first of all, we're going to start noticing that we're becoming not only more practical, more grounded, but also maybe a bit more picky, because Virgo is the energy of discrimination and the energy of paying attention to the smallest details. So you can start noticing that people around you are becoming a little bit more anal, about things. But you as well. It's internal process as well, that you're starting to notice things that you don't usually notice, like a stain on your dress that you don't notice, or some rubbish on the floor, or that it's messy around you and you feel uncomfortable. If you're someone like me, I can be covered in mess around and I don't notice. But when Virgo gets triggered, I've noticed that I become like, antsy, I want to put order. So whatever, and with Mars, the Sun, going into Virgo this week, Mars and the Sun are the energy of activity. They're the male planets. So all our activity and initiatives will be Virgo-ish. They'll be around organizing something, putting order in something, taking care of business. Virgo rules work, business, taking care of solving problems. Virgo is the best solving problem sign. It's about diagnosing something. So you're going to start either self-diagnosing. If you're a hypochondriac, you're going to start paying more attention to your health, and to the little symptoms of your body. You're going to start noticing, if you have your own business, this is not working well, for example. Let me fix it and improve it. Virgo is the sign of perfecting, improving something. It's a mutable sign. Mutable energy is the energy that wants to take something that already exists and make it better, improve it, and using intelligence. So we're going to start getting a lot more into our head, but not dreaming and fantasizing, more in our head about how can I fix this, about practical things. What is not working well? How can I put order? Diagnosing things. You're going to start noticing things around and putting them together. And actually, Virgo is very discriminating, can dissect something into topic, so it can see how the small parts fit together and how it all works. So where the damaged thing is, you can do it to yourself, to your feelings, or to actual objects. So yes, if you notice that people are a bit more critical, more, kind of getting into the details, focusing on the small picture, this is the energy. This is what we have to do now. Things that we have to perfect, the small details of things around us, so they keep on working perfectly or even better. And this perfectionist train that is going on, this wave that is going, and that's going to grow through the end of August and through the first 20 days of September, is very necessary. Inside it can feel like tension and inner, kind of uncomfortable. because the Virgo is a sign that is very mental in the head. It worries a lot for the smallest thing. Oh, I have not done those tasks, those errands. I worry. So yes, if you already have a predisposition to worry and to stress about things, this will increase the Virgo energy to increase. But how do we deal with that? We just get those things done. Virgo is the sign of the servant. And what does the servant does? Fulfill its responsibilities and duty, gets them done, and it can sleep well at night. So instead of just worrying about those things, go about and start fixing them. Like, for example, this would freak me out if it was already Virgo season, that's how it will be next month and next week. But now I'm not bothered. I'm still into the Leo energy. I'm the best, I'm the boss, whatever. The Leo energy was amazing for me because I have issues with self-confidence. I guess everyone is normal, and I worked through so many of them. I took my personal power back. Leo is about empowerment, but now it's about getting down to work and put that confidence and that newfound ideas that Leo gave us into practical fulfillment. So I'll be working a lot more. I'll start recording the monthly horoscopes. We're also doing a webinar with Victor on astrocartography, how to find the place that is best for you. Any place that you want to visit, you can draw a chart for it and your horoscope changes there. And how is it going to influence you, that place? So it's also 30% off, but it's on the 30th of August. But we have another thing as well happening. We have this week, let me see how to share screen. I'm using this new platform. Share, I hope you see it. Okay, to share your computer audio, please install. Unmute myself. I have to mute myself, unmute myself. Sorry, I think I muted myself. That's why I can't share my screen. But we have a few transits happening. I wanted to share my screen to show you what they are, but I guess I'll have to do it. We have a few transits happening this week. And the first one is Jupiter trine Mercury. It's on the 21st, on Wednesday, but you can feel it 19th, 20th, 21st, 22nd, the days around. And this is very beautiful aspect. This is the lower mind Mercury trine the higher mind Jupiter. So you'll be finding the right, it's almost by luck, almost, you'll be finding the right information, the right pieces and details that you need during that period. It's fantastic time around the 21st. If you want to have some important business documents, conversations, dealings, agreements, because Mercury rules communications and business and exchanges of any sort. And Jupiter trine makes sure that they go smoothly, that you're almost so lucky. If you have something to plan, to organize, perfection. If you have business routines of any sort, do it then, they'll go smoothly. To fix something as well, Mercury can do that. If you have any writing, speaking to do, any post, any marketing, advertising, Mercury rules all of those. The trine of Jupiter makes sure that if you release it around that, then Mercury is visible, so it's very strong. And if you release it around that day, which is around the middle of the week, Wednesday, that it will go, you go with the flow, you have the right results, it will grow, it will give you very positive rewards of some sort. Or if you have something very important to say to someone, if you want to be heard when you speak, Mercury is to speak, to present something, with your own words. Jupiter is to be, benevolent response towards you. Jupiter is to be seen in a good light as well, in a positive light. So use that energy. If you have to travel somewhere, perfect on that date. If you can do anything, I'll be recording videos then, September videos. So hopefully this will help me flow. So for any communications, any tasks and errands you have to do, any mental or skill using abilities, fantastic time. And who will feel this the most? People that are having currently Mercury or Jupiter transits. So you can go to my birth chart calendar, and it's at astrolabe.com on the page when you go there. I'm using my phone here, but you need to log in up there, or register if you haven't registered already, and enter your details, whatever it is, your birth time, place, hour, and you'll get a chart here. I already have mine. So 300, I've unlocked mine for a year. Otherwise, you have free for a month. You know, for a week, you can see your transits free. And these are only your personal transits. No one else in the world has those. You know, no one else at the same time, unless you have a twin born in the same hour and minute as you. So you check that week from the 18th, 19th to the 25th, and you're looking if you're going to have any Jupiter or any Mercury transits. The Jupiter transits are indicated, oh, my phone froze. Are indicated, the Venus transits, Mercury transits are indicated in green. You see, I'm going to have Mercury transits. Yes, I'm going to have Mercury transits, which means I'm going to catch that wave of Mercury trine Jupiter. Good influence on my horoscope. The green transits, you know. So it's going to be even more powerful. It's active for everyone, those transits that I'm talking in those videos, but specifically if you have Jupiter or Mercury transits, and the Jupiter transits are in orange. Sorry, my phone is not really showing it. That's why I wanted to share screen. It's it froze. Yes, because I think now it's Mercury. There's Uranus squares and stuff that's happening. Yes, and the Jupiter transits are in orange. So if you have any of those in the next week, use the transit. And then we have on Saturday another transit. Venus is joining Mars. Okay, in Virgo. So it's going to passions increase, even though it's in Virgo, which is supposed to be passionless, you know. But it might be, people become more prone to arguments then. Venus is relationship, Mars is to fight. And I'll tell you that from Friday, Saturday, Sunday, those 3 days is when you have to be more careful. So on one level, you can have a bit more arguments. You can feel more provoked by others, because this is what Mars is. Someone is pressing our buttons, or you're pressing someone's buttons, you know, and it's usually under some kind of criticism. It's going to happen verbally because it's in Virgo, the sign of, you know, it's ruled by Mercury. It's critical. So something, for example, you might be in a relationship and something has been bothering you, and you're going to start speaking it out and saying it, and that can create tension. Or you can nag a little bit more, or someone else can nag you a little bit more. Or you might notice that Venus and Mars rule desires, so your desires will increase, but especially desires about improving something, which is Virgo, to fix something in a practical way, you know. And when Venus and Mars join together, because what it is, Venus is something we like, and Mars is action. So the positive side of this aspect and transit is that we can feel that towards the end, the weekend, we are really drawn to something and we go after it a bit ruthlessly. Me like, me take, you know, and that's a horny conjunction as well. Especially for the earth signs, they can feel it more, but it's definitely inflames passions and desires. If you are, you can even meet someone around that time. But it's going to be kind of very physical attraction with this person. It's also, be careful if you're collaborating with someone, especially on a work project, because Virgo is work. It might be a spouse, might be a friend, might be a teammate, workmate, that there are not competition there, you know, because Venus is to collaborate, Mars is to compete, to clash heads. But it can also provoke you, someone, you know, for example, it can provoke you to improve a project as well. Because of another's point of view. So generally notice that women are Venus. Women will notice they're a bit more, especially younger women or women that are still about strutting their stuff. Is that how it's said? But they'll notice that they're becoming more angry or more reactive, easy to fly off. And you notice more angry women around. So I might disable my comments towards the end of the week. Or ask Natalia not to post them, because she gets all the angry women always on her. She's got that. She goes for that, actually. That's what she's striving to do. But yeah, so notice that people who feel more opinionated, especially willing to criticize more, willing to point the finger, but also especially women. So guys, be careful with your girls around Friday, Saturday, Sunday. If you want to dissolve that energy, sex, you know, it's Mars, or go and do something physical together with your partner, or combine your energies together to do something productive. But also it, it inspires you. Mars puts you into action in regards to something that you like, that you want to. It can create the desire to spend more as well. Yeah, the weekend Venus is money, Mars is to spend more. And Virgo, being in Virgo, it might be for something to, because you want to look better, or to perfect yourself, or because you're feeling a bit like self-critical and seeing your weaknesses, or seeing that what you don't feel is enough, so you go and spend some money on that. It's not necessarily just appearance. Fantastic time for work starts gradually from next week. Virgo is the sign of service, so definitely people that are more service oriented, to help others. Wow, you've got your work cut out for you guys. Actually, you'll start feeling that you're in your own waters, because you have this passions, Venus and Mars, to go and help more, to be more useful, to get things done, rather than this Leo energy that is more like, So yes, especially I think the earth and water signs will feel better with that energy. So let's quickly see how each of the 12 signs will fare for, and of course, Virgo is more sign, it's a mutable sign, which is about researching, choosing, looking for alternatives, looking for different points of view. So we'll be in this mode, let's study more, let's learn more, let's research more, let's look at alternative methods, rather than set on one certain path. So let's start with Aries. Aries, for you, the focus gradually from next week and all the activity is going to be, because Sun and Mars, the two masculine planets of activity, and Mars is your planet, is moving there for a month and a half. It's going to be on work. So enough of the fun and the playing, now down to work, down to improve things, to perfect, to be practical. You're going to become more discriminative. You're going to become more critical. But sometimes Aries really needs this energy, even though they feel kind of averse to it, because Aries always wants to rush, and do. And they forget to perfect the little details. They forget the practicalities. They forget the small picture. And now that's what you're going to be asked to do. And it kind of feels like you're going to be fixing a lot of things, improving a lot of things. You're going to be doing a lot of scratching a lot of things on your list to do, a lot of errands. And you're going to be focusing a lot more consciously, and to take, what's it called, like initiative in regards to your work, to take initiative in regards to your health as well. It's the sixth house. You can start, some of you might start feeling inflammatory processes or health processes that are uncomfortable, because when Mars goes into the sixth house, if you're not doing something right with your body, diet, it gives you signs with kind of acute conditions or pains and stuff, so you can start fixing things. So it can be a fantastic time starting from next week for a month almost to improve your health in some way areas. Usually because you're not feeling so good anyway, and because you want to be, it's not because you just want to have fun and play sports or something. No, it's like you're going with the thought of perfecting yourself, improving your dietary habits or health habits. They can be more competition at your work starting from next week. Since Sun and Mars are competitive planets in the sixth house work, but you are driven to achieve more. You might be asked to have a lot more errands, duties, we got to do sometimes those things. And towards the weekend, Saturday, when Mars, our planet, joins Venus, for us, it might be some important event that happens with relationships, with the business partnership, with agreement, because the planet ruling us is joining with the ruler of the seventh. We can feel more amorous, more loving as well. But it can indicate some stimulating development through relationship, agreement, promise, partner, and such. Plus, the ruler of the first is joining the ruler of the second. There might be some spendings that we do, something important decisions with money as areas that we do towards the weekend. If you're Taurus, Venus towards the weekend, so Friday, Saturday, Sunday is joining with Mars. Well, for you, Taurus, you can feel that you have first more energy on the weekend of Friday, Saturday, Sunday, that you have more desire, that you're becoming more excitable, but also reactive, that you easily can fly off, and get angry with people. But again, the ruler of the seventh is Mars. So some important events, actually another person, partner, relationship, doesn't matter, someone else is the seventh house, can trigger you into action because Mars is the rule of other people in your horoscope and is joining Venus, you, and it might be almost like someone says something critical or annoying to you because it's in the sign of Virgo. That's this conjunction is happening. You're like, right, I'm gonna get active and do something, you know. But important events with relationships, with partners, with other people, with agreements as well are going to happen. And there might be some development. Even the ruler of the first is joining the ruler of the 12th for you because Aries rules, Mars rules Aries in the 12th. So there might be some spendings as well. There might be also some, especially on pleasurable things because it's happening in the fifth house, Venus conjunct Mars. You know, fifth house is fun, enjoyment, something to improve your confidence, creative projects, some amusements. And the rule of the 12th is to spend, and is the 12th house as well as foreign countries. Some of you might have an opportunity for foreign country exchange with foreign people, interactions of some sort. Virgo is starting to take over for you, Taurus, and that means that from next week gradually, and I think your Venus is going into Virgo as well. Yes, it's going from Wednesday, so you're going to notice a big shift, more grounded energy, more practical, that you're feeling more comfortable with. So you're going to start feeling more like yourself, actually. The Virgo energy falls in your fifth house, which means that for you, Taurus, there'll be you'll be through getting some practical things, to finishing some tasks, which is Virgo, through perfecting things around you, through taking care of business, so to speak, your confidence, fifth house, will improve. Your self-strength, your trust in yourself, you'll notice that through those practical Virgo things that you do, that you improve a lot of your confidence, you feel more powerful when planets trigger your fifth house. And for you, the fun can carry on because the fifth house is fun. And of course, it's Virgo energy. You have to do it with measure, as in the way of Virgo. But you can notice that you can let your hair down a little bit, Taurus, now that you can enjoy yourself, that there will be some important developments connected to romance. It can be a big trigger for your romantic life, a big trigger, get more initiative. In regards to creative projects, you can get a lot more creative ideas coming to you, a lot more new ideas, yes. And also you can get very proactive with your children. It can be a lot of activities connected to children or romantic partners. All right. If you are Gemini, Mercury, your planet, guys. Oh, I forgot to say, to remind you that we have a course with Crisis on Electional Astrology on the 21st of August. It's 30% off, and you're going to learn how to find the best times to choose for your career, for whatever, for love, for dating, for starting any initiatives. And then with Victor, we're doing astrocartography webinar, which is 5-6 hours on the 30th of August. Is again 30% off till then. All right, Gemini, what is happening for you is that Mercury, the planet that rules you, is receiving a trine on Wednesday by Jupiter. So Jupiter rules your seventh house normally, and it rules your fourth house normally. Your seventh and 10th house. So they can be, and Mercury is you. So there can be some positive opportunities in the middle of the week connected to your career with authority figures and institutions, some positive developments. If you have something important to do with such, go for it. Initiatives, whatever. With business, with work, 10th house is social status, career, something visible for others, and also if there's some agreement or collaboration, signing of documents, the middle of the week is fantastic for you. The ruler of your seventh house trine the ruler of your first. It's you and partners. You can go somewhere, do something with a partner, whether it's work related or fun related. It's again fantastic for you. Go for it. The middle of the week, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Some travel if possible. You'll feel in a better mood, more positive around the middle of the week as well. You feel like there's more luck around you. And also, we're gonna have a lot of planets entering Virgo, starting with Mars and Venus and the Sun this week. So by the end of the week, you're gonna start feeling a big shift into matters regarding family. The focus will be home. And of course, check your ascendant, sun, and moon. You know, if you're Gemini sun or sun and moon, this is valid for you. So there'll be a huge focus on family, on sorting out your house, on doing practical things around the house, fixing things, because this is Virgo energy, to fix, to improve, to make better. You know, maybe do some cleaning, you know, around the house, putting order in your home base or base, whatever it is, your base that you, foundation that you have. You can feel some more critical influences coming from family, coming from close love people, extended family as well. It can, but again, it's so you can fix something, they make it better. Also, you can get more restless, more energetic around home, and you want to do things around there, not just sit still. It can be very important time if you try to move or relocate or sell property or buy. Developments will be happening. You will pick yourself up and do a lot of things in regards to that. All right. So, yes. So let's go. If you're Cancer, all the planets are moving into your third house, Cancer. So the focus you'll notice that there is increase of activity. A lot of talking, communication is going to start happening. You're going to notice that more people are calling you gradually from next week, that more people are contacting you, more emails, you can hear from someone. You personally will take the initiative. Mars and the Sun are entering your third house. You to take the initiative to approach people, to make connections, to write to someone if you want to speak up and express some idea of yours, to present it to others. You might notice increased administrative tasks around you that take up a lot of your energy, a lot of transactions that you have to do. Third house is like whether it's like on the internet, on Facebook or whatever. If you have business, third house activation is very powerful for you. Become more proactive with your business, commercial activities, business and communications is the third house. Also, you might start some project in a small group environment with 2-3 people that you're collaborating with. It's a fantastic time also to study, to learn, because your curiosity increases and you take initiative. You can take some courses, some webinars, some sessions that you want to gain, especially your practical skills and knowledge, because third house is practical. And talking about that, me and Krasi are making a webinar on election astrology, how to find the best dates, for example, to launch a business, to go on a date, to launch a marketing campaign for anything. And we're doing it from scratch. It's 30% off. It's only $40, $49, 5 or 6 hours. And it's still Wednesday. We're doing it live on Wednesday. And then we're doing a webinar with Victor on the 30th of August about astrocartography, which is how to find the best places. How will a place affect you? Your horoscope changes. For example, in one place, your relationship can be very hard. In another, they can be much easier. So how to see how your horoscope changes in different places of the world, and what does it mean for you if you move there? And it's again 30% off. As well, Cancer, what else is happening? Yeah, so that's the focus for you. There's no planets in Cancer as well. So we're going then to Leo. Leo, you will notice that, okay, all the planets were in your sign now, but now you are filled with new ideas, new opportunities that were starting, new developments and programs and inspirations. Maybe you're a center of attention, but now from next week, you start noticing that your whole energy is shifting into more practical matters. Now, whatever ideas and inspirations you got in new beginnings, you have to consolidate them and put them into practical manifestation, because the planets are moving into your second house. You'll notice yourself using a lot of your energy to consolidate those new ideas, to bring them down to the material, to fortify those new beginnings that you started. You're going to start noticing that you're trying to conserve your energy more and use it in a more practical way. And you're going to become more discerning, more focused, first of all, because there will be quite a few planets into your second house, but more focused, discerning, and organized in regards to your money. So almost for 20-30 days, starting from next week, the shift is on us, your assets, your resources, how you spend your resources, energy, or talents, anything that is valuable for you, your time as well, So you become more discriminative with that, who you give your time to, who you give your money to, who you give your material, financial support, or anything, or skills, or what you give them to, and you become discriminating more, so you can perfect it. And then also, if something is bugging you in regards to your resources, finances, so clothes, or any material possessions, you'll become much more perfectionist about it. For example, you might start taking more care of your clothes, of your shoes. You might want to get more quality things, because Virgo is very focused on quality. In the second house is what you buy. So more quality food. You can start noticing that you're becoming more proactive with choosing and reading the ingredients, more quality clothes. And you might, Virgo also is a sign that doesn't want to just, you might want to fix some clothes, to customize some clothes, or you might go and start, for example, want to perfect your wardrobe in some way and put a lot of focus there and attention. And also in regards to what you buy and what you consume, because second house is consuming, buying, you become more discriminative, more organized. You can put order into your resources and finances. All right. And of course, generally, because the sun is moving into Virgo, you can become more interested in perfecting your skills, in information now, in working, generally as Virgo energy, in being more grounded. And if you want to learn something and learning new techniques, Virgo is very much about niche knowledge. If you'd like to learn such niche knowledge, we're doing 2 webinars which are 30% off. One is on Wednesday, 21st, with Krasi on electional astrology, how to choose the best day to start anything in your life. And we'll start from scratch, astrologically speaking. And it's 4 or 5 hours, and it's 30% off. It's $40, I think. And one with Victor on the 30th of August of astrocartography, which is fascinating. What area in the world, how it affects you according to your horoscope. For example, in Bulgaria, I have Uranus energy here, and I'm like, I never know what each day will bring. It's every 2-3 days we move to a new place, back and forth. It's crazy. In the States, on the West Coast, I have Neptune. I'm like, so it's amazing how each place affects you totally different. All right, if you're Virgo, wow, Virgos, now you're starting to come into your power. Now you're going to start feeling like yourself. First of all, Mercury is visible, your planet. You're able to manifest, and it's visible for a whole month ahead. And it's very rare, Mercury, to be visible. It's usually so close to the sun, you can't see it. So you Virgos are on fire, let's say, or are on earth. You Virgos are active. You're getting things done. You're going to notice, especially from Monday onwards, Mars is entering your sign, so you become initiative. Of course, you can become more irritable as well. For the next month and a half, Mars is in your sign. It's easier to press your buttons, but those buttons that are getting pressed to, yes, you can explode more easily, you can get more stressed, more irritable, nervous tension, but it's there to kick you into action. Because very rarely when we're feeling good are we going to get ourselves into action. But when we feel antsy, nervous, restless, what do? We go and do things. So you're going to start noticing that you can have more physical energy. And also the sun enters your sign from the 23rd, 24th, so around the weekend. And you're going to notice how your energy is increasing gradually, how you are becoming more initiative, more driven, more ambitious. You're going to start how you're coming out of the shadows. When all the planets were in Leo, Leo is your 12th house. It's an inactive, passive house. It's more like, you probably felt like, I just want to move from the sofa to the bed. I just want to soak at the seaside. Oof, that's not so like me to be so, passive or so distracted, because the 12th house makes you distracted more into your, imagination, impractical. But don't worry, it's moving, it's changing. All those planets are moving into your first house, your sign, basically. So you're going to be like, go, 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 yeah. And of course, you're going to do it in your Virgo-ish way, in a discriminative way. It's going to kick you into action to put order, to organize, to be more productive, work-oriented, to be more useful, to get a lot of things done, run a lot of errands. And believe me, you're going to start noticing from next week that there is increase. You're going to start getting more and more signals and opportunities to be active. And don't forget that Mercury in the middle of the week, your planet, is making trine with Jupiter. I think this week is very good for Virgos, one of the best signs this week, because your planet is trine by Jupiter, the planet of opportunities, feeling good, joy, being in the right place at the right time on Wednesday, maybe Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday are the days you're going to benefit the most. If you have any important, and Jupiter rules your seventh house of relationships. So it can be good for a date. It can be good to sign. It's a good time to sign a contract, to do an agreement, to collaborate with someone, to have some pleasurable experience or an opportunity that comes to you through a client, through a business partner, through a relationship partner, to smooth out some inharmonious relationships as well. So go for it. Plus, Jupiter rules your fourth house, Virgo, so it can be a good time to some good developments that happen around your home, about family, property, place of living as well. And there can be opportunities for travel, because Jupiter naturally rules traveling, and for education, crash courses, something that expands your mind, because Jupiter rules those things. So this week is fantastic for that. And funny enough, just on Wednesday, me and Krasi are making a webinar on electional astrology, which is all about how to choose the right day for you to start something, because as the Bible says, there's a right time for everything. So even, you know, in the Bible, in the ancient times, they used astrology, and we teach you according to ancient astrology how to choose the right time to start any activity that's important for you, to quit something or to start something that you wanted to grow, weddings, businesses, marketing campaigns, whatever. And we also have another webinar on astrocartography, 30% off, both are 30% off till the day of the webinar, with Victor, which is on the 30th of August, and we're teaching you how to see how each place on Earth affects you. So if you move, for example, to Trinidad, you can have great educational experience. So, for example, you know, if you move to LA, this can be a place where your finances get blocked. So each place on Earth affects us differently. Just like in the Bible, when Abraham, God told Abraham to move to a different place and change his name, and then his fate changed, and he became the father of all the Jewish people. Anyway, if you're Libra, this week you're going to feel, first of all the energies moving into your 12th house gradually. So from being very social, there's still a lot of social energy there, Libra, don't worry. August has been quite a social month for you. But from this week, gradually, you're going to start noticing that you're going into a 12th house mode, because Mars is moving there, the Sun is moving there, Venus is moving there. Your planet Venus is moving into the 12th house. And this is happening from Wednesday. So from the beginning, the middle of the week, you're going to start feeling, Libras, that you're becoming more, first of all, this 12th house energy is that you want to escape a little bit. For all other signs, Virgo is like about getting themselves more organized, more practical. But for Libras, because it's the 12th house, whether it's your Libra rising, Sun, the Moon, it's more like, I need to take time off. I need to be able to be more within my own personal space. You might start noticing gradually that you don't want to, like you've had a lot of social contacts and things, big part of August. And now you're going to start wanting, like, I want to withdraw more in my own privacy. I want to spend more time alone. I want to shake off a little bit. I want to just lay on the beach and not do anything. My husband is Libra rising, and for the last 2-3 weeks, I've been dragging him from one event to another. So while the planets were in Leo with social activities, he was meeting with friends, with business. We're doing business. 11th house is all about that, social communications and stuff. And now from next week, I see how I'll be recording videos. He'll finally take a break and retreat from all the businesses, all the seminars and courses we've been doing, and read a book on the beach. So yes, you have the right now. You have from next week the right not to do anything, Libras. Or the right, if you do something, do it in your own privacy. And you're not going to want to be so much in the public gradually. If you can escape somewhere for a day or two, or maybe play computer games, so escape with movies or films, this is what you feel like. Or you might want, because it's Virgo anyway, your 12th house is Virgo, you might want to clean up your subconscious and put order in your, the 12th house is your private world inside of you. Put order there. you know, and you might want to do something practical still because it's earth energy, but especially it's good if you have to work to do something, if you're doing some work alone behind the scenes, you know, behind, if you're basically perfecting something, Virgo is to perfect, to put final touches, to research, you know, alternative methods as well. And 12th house is research. So that can be a great time to withdraw into research, into reading, into studying something, to understand it in depth, because the Virgo energy, which is in your 12th house, that planet's trigger, has an amazing ability for you to understand something in depth through your mind, because it's Virgo there. So yes, if you have any of those things to do, or if you have to travel to a foreign country, especially far away country, even for work, because Virgo is work, there might be an activation starting from next week to do something like that. Or planning, Virgo is to plan, to organize something to do with foreign countries, you know, or it might be planning and organizing or researching some future event alternatively. It's not yet the time to start out any new events. It's the time to start researching different objects, different alternative options. This is the 12th house. You can also become more spiritual. You can start having more strict spiritual practices and more initiative in regards to that, because Virgo is an energy of purification. So because of spiritual reasons, you might want to purify certain things from your life. Be more discriminative towards the things that you allow. And also, you're definitely going to be in a more helpful mode. Helpful in a sense, more charitable. This 12th house makes you charitable generally when it gets triggered. But to charitable in a way, not like, oh, I bless you, you know, or more spiritual as well. Charitable in a way to go and practically help someone. This is Virgo, to go like, you see someone has broken down on the streets, and this 12th house, like, I want to help them. So your inner angels, you know, are taking over. And you're like, I'm going to help. Or a friend is having a problem, you go and help them. This is the type of energy you're going to feel. And by the way, if you want to study and research, because it's a fantastic time to study and research starting from next week, me and Krasi are making 30% off a course on electional astrology, how to choose the best day to start something important in your life, whether it's to quit or to start a business, or, you know, marketing campaign, or a trip, or relationship, or, you know, I always, when I introduce a new astrology, I always use electional astrology. When I don't use it, they don't have success. When we use it, everything lines up. And also, we're doing on the 30th of August with Victor astrocartography course, how each place on the earth is going to affect you according to your horoscope. And as I say, in Bulgaria, I have Uranus. Uranus affects me here. So it's crazy place for me. It just, every day is a different adventure. I don't know where I'll end up when I wake up in the morning, where I'll end up at night. So I can never make any plans. While in the States, I have Neptune influence in the West Coast. So I'm there like smoothly flowing. I'm a bit in my head. I'm dreaming all the time. So you learn to see this, how it affects you. It's 30% off. All right. If you're Scorpio, this week, you're going to start noticing that you're gradually becoming a lot more sociable, because Mars and the Sun, especially initiative, you're going to take initiative in regards to social activities. But those, because Mars and the Sun active planets in the 11th house, social activity, but they're very discriminative, because it's in Virgo that's happening. So you're going to take initiative, but also become more discriminative in regards to your friends, in regards to your social environment, in regards to your goals, the 11th house, your wishes and dreams. You're going to try to practically start fulfilling them. And also, you're going to become discriminative who you connect and associate with, and you're going to look at them in a more practical way. This person has to be useful are they useful in a economical or social way for me to achieve my goals? That's how you're going to start observing people, not just letting everyone in. And your interactions will be on the practical level. But you might notice that also people around you, friends and stuff, are becoming more critical, more, you know, demanding of some sort, because that's the Virgo energy. But also you attract quite initiative people around you. Mars and Sun are initiative when they enter your 11th house. You know, it's kind of driven, strong, let's go and do this and that. So you have interactions gradually over the next week and the week after that with such more powerful, dominating figures, and a lot more activities with friends, with social activities of any sorts, or business. 11th house is business house. If you have business, you'll be more focused on earnings, on gains, on networking to achieve your goals as well. But you being also Scorpio, it means that Mars rules you, one of the planets that rules you, and it's conjunct with Venus on the weekend. So that can be great time, and Venus rules your 7th house for some important negotiations, so in great time for going out on a date with another person, or even meeting someone. Some interactions that with partners, with other people are important. Some important decisions might be taken in regards to your relationship or partnership as well. And you could do something with a partner basically, but try not to put too much criticism into that. And especially if you're doing some mutual goal together, because Mars and Venus, you and a partner and another person are connected in the 11th house, and something connected with business, with social activity, with some mutual goal. All right, so what else is happening? Yes, your planet Mars is going in Virgo. As I said, you can become a bit more critical, you can become more work-oriented to get a lot of tasks done, and those tasks lead you to a better gaining capacity eventually, because it's happening in the 11th house. And by the way, me and Krasi are making on Wednesday a webinar on electional astrology, basically how to choose the right dates to start anything. And we're doing it from scratch using ancient and modern astrology. It's only $49. And then it becomes $69 on the Wednesday. And then on the 30th of August, me and Victor are doing a webinar on astrocartography, how to choose the best places in the world for whatever you want. In some places of the world, it can be great for money, but bad for relationship. In other, it can be good for both. In other, it can be bad for your health, but good for your career. So, you know, how to see what you want and choose it. Play a bit of God, which is impossible. And it's getting 30% off. Okay, if you are Sagittarius, from this week starts quite good, because the middle of the week, Jupiter is trining, your Jupiter, and is trining Mercury. So trine means something happens with ease. Mercury is communication, business, conversations, signing of papers, administrative tasks, mental tasks, writing, speaking, any skills that you might be using. They go to you great. They flow, you know. You're supported in those activities. Any trips or traveling, if you're doing, you know, will go well, especially if you do it around Wednesday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Of course, you might be having your own personal transits, but that are negative, for example. But this trine between your planet and Mercury says that situation can be saved, you know, or made easier. And also Mercury rules your 7th house of relationships, and it rules your 10th house of career. So it is trining yourself. So you will receive some support or opportunity in regards to your social status, to career, through some institution towards the middle of the week, or through support through another person, whether it's your partner, whether it's your relationship or business partner or a client. You'll have a good harmonious interaction or support of some sort. And I think that can actually happen. Sorry, I forgot. Yes. Okay, so also we're having a lot of planets for you, Sagittarius, that are entering your 10th house. So there will be a very big focus starting from next week gradually on your career, on getting things done at work. And you're getting more grounded. Probably the Leo energy till now, which was in your 9th house, gave you a lot of new great ideas and inspirations and a higher vision, maybe some new knowledge, you know, just seeing the bigger path ahead of you. And now you have to put it into action. The 10th house is the house of action in a practical way through Virgo. And you're going to notice that you're becoming, and the Sun and Mars are 2 planets of activity, to act, to go for it. They're going into your 10th house. So you're going to feel a lot more initiative in regards to your projects, in regards to your career. If you want to be noticed, if you want to be recognized, you'll notice increase of responsibilities that you do at your workplace, or bosses that are becoming more demanding, more critical. Or if you're your own boss, that you're putting more perfectionist expectations towards yourself, but not only putting them on yourself, but acting on them as well. You might notice that also powerful figures are starting to enter your life, authority figures, like someone like institution or a boss that is also more Virgo-ish in nature, that might be more critical, but they're pushing you to give your best potential. You might notice like more tasks, and you can put those more tasks on you in regards to career, or it can be imposed on you from outside. But visibility, you're visible, you're not hiding in the very active week, and it continues in September. Now the Virgo for you, so not Virgo, Sagittarius, for you is the time to be as active as possible, as proactive into the outside world, to initiate things, to get and you can receive some recognition because of that efforts that you're putting. You'll be visible, you'll be noticed, so go for it. Like if you want a new job, for example, if you want to approach with a new idea, an authority figure, an institution, I think that will, especially when Venus enters there from the middle of the week, that will be a good time to start that. And by the way, if you want to learn astrology with me and Krasi are making on Wednesday a webinar, which is only 49 hours, it's 5 or 6 hours, I think, on electional astrology, how to choose the right dates to start anything. We'll look at it through Western and ancient astrology as well. And it's on Wednesday, and me and Victor are making a course on astrocartography, which is on the 30th of August. It's 30% off again. It's 5-6 hours, how to choose the best place for you in the world. One place is great for love. One place is great for holidays. One place is great for money. Another is blocking for money. How to see this. All right. So what happens if you're Capricorn? Well, this week, gradually you'll notice that you start to feel more like yourself. The planets are moving into another Earth sign. So Earth supports Earth. It's like you're in your own element. So things are starting to cool off a bit. Maybe the Leo energy was a bit too much for you, a bit too much ego being thrown around by others, or kind of power struggles that were happening because your 8th house was activated, the power struggles and stuff, all manipulative games and kind of ego, when Leo is around, I'm the boss. So you're like, had enough of that. Like, I want some practical, down-to-earth, humble, hardworking energy around me. Like, I'm fed up with those, what's it called? Those roosters around. And you're gonna get it from the start of the week, January 1st, Mars, then the Sun, your planet, and Venus are entering Virgo. And you're gonna notice more humble energy around you, more grounded. You're gonna notice yourself becoming more practical as well, becoming more centered, more inspired, because they're moving into your 9th house, starting to feel like you can breathe more easily. After the 8th house energy that Leo was in your horoscope, all the planets were, the 8th house is a little bit of a crisis-prone house. And now when it goes into and also intimacy, more deeper, more kind of stuff as well. When it goes into the 9th house is optimism. 9th house is seeing the bigger vision. 9th house is, having a more faith. So, and proactively starting to search for answers to the big questions, proactively trying to figure out the big picture. So you be interested to learn, to expand yourself, to travel. There can be definitely from next week opportunities for you to go somewhere far away, to travel, to take some course, crash course, seminars, webinars, to expand your knowledge, and to get answers about where you want to be, who you want to be, what is the big picture for you. Maybe to discover a teacher, to start learning something or a mentor that sends you in the right direction. Also, fantastic time starts happening if you want to get into a university or take some degree. You're going to get initiative of it and go after it, relocate to a different country. And if you want to learn, 9th house is the house of crash courses. So if you want to learn crash course with astrology, whether for personal or use or for working with clients, me and Krasi are making a 6-hour course on electional astrology on Wednesday, which is $49 only. It's 5-6 hours, and it's going to teach you how to choose the best date, whether for wedding, for business, for stopping bad habits, for starting a campaign, for sending an email to someone. That's important, and if you want a good response and the likes. And it's 30% off till Wednesday. And then me and Victor are making on the 30th of August astrocartography. What are the best places for you based on your horoscope? We're gonna put your horoscope on the map of the world and teach you how to see, okay, this place is good for money. Okay, stay away from this place if you want your health to be good. Or, oh, this place, I can find love and the food. I would love the food there, you know. So, or where to live in regards to your career or whatever you want to fulfill in your life. Okay, if you are Aquarius, I am Aquarius rising. So if you're Aquarius sun, moon, or rising, you're going to notice that the energies are becoming more intense for you because the planets are gradually starting to move into our 8th house. First Mars, then the Sun and Venus. So, and till the middle of September, they'll be there. What is 8th house? 8th house is sudden reversals. So suddenly you can decide to change something in your life. When the Sun and Mars, they are very initiative planets. So you're going to kind of, and sometimes it can come from outside. And you can see Aquarius, that kind of things, phew, spin suddenly, you know. And that there's a bit more drama as well. And this drama is centered around your own self-criticism and something that you're not perfectly happy with, that you want to fix. Because Virgo energy in your 8th houses, you want to fix something. And it's very much this combination about purging of some sort. Like there is a need for purge to happen because Virgo is about, and I'm not talking just food and stuff, it can be on many levels, emotional, psychological, physical. In worst case scenario, you might have like an unwanted purging. But on another level, this is where the 8th house is the churning of the subconscious, and it's something, those planets are starting to churn it, and fears and stuff from the subconscious start coming to the surface. So it's kind of a lot of psychological work that you might be doing. It's funny enough, I'm Aquarius rising, and I have a series of, starting next week, a series of shamanic healings with a healer from Australia. And I had the first one, and wow, I felt amazing. But now with all the planets moving into my 8th house, I think a lot of darker things will start coming to the surface so they can be released. So you might feel like something similar that's happening in you as a process, releasing of darker, more heavier thoughts that you're, that you are cleansing, because Virgo is cleansing energy. And you might also have a breakthrough, psychological breakthrough. Mars in the 8th house, the Sun in the 8th house, it shows the ability to break through some blockage, especially so psychologically, to understand something and to say, okay, so it could be a breakthrough with a phobia, with fear, with some obsessive compulsive behavior of some sort, or at least definitely taking some actions in regards to that. On a more material, mundane level, Aquarius, it means that we'll be more active with mutual resources and finances. There's definitely, we're becoming more initiative into, in regards to acquiring, or in regards to for example, you might decide to move your money with your business partner somewhere, or to invest them somewhere. So resources, you and your husbands or your partners, you and your business partners, or investments that you make, you become very active on that. On the material, you kind of start being more practical and having to pay attention to the fine details in matters of mutual resources. You're going to start maybe writing down everything when it comes to mutual resources, because this is Virgo, it systemizes, organizes. You might want to take a really deep look and very kind of detailed look at your resources, finances, your taxes, your inheritances, your insurances. You're going to be having a lot of work around that you're doing. Or if your money somehow is dependent on clients, on other people, you're going to notice how you're becoming more proactive on increasing your income or your resources that come to you from others as well. And if you're working in a business partnership with another, you can notice that your partner is becoming more proactive in regards to resources and securing finances and creating such. And also the 8th house is sex, tantra, the occult, astrology, hidden, mysterious. Fantastic time to learn any of those. Whether it's also to learn some tantric techniques. And because Virgo is in your 8th house as Aquarius, it means that you'll be very meticulous, very precise. You'll be very kind of like a good disciple and student in those. That's why actually Aquarius are very good astrologers. even though they're very skeptical often. But because Virgo is in the eighth house is the occult, astrology, self-analysis, looking deep within for the motives, and Virgo is so detailed and learns the techniques precisely, and it's so mental. It's a fantastic time for that. And if you want to do use that eighth house energy for astrology, me and Christian making a webinar on the 21st on election astrology, how to choose the best dates to start anything, for example, to start a new company, to start a new, to go on a trip, to send a letter to someone important, to go on a date, you know. And it's 30% off. It's only $49, and it's 5-6 hours webinar. And then with Victor on the 30th of August, I'm making a webinar on astrocartography, how each part of the world changes your horoscope. So in one place you can literally start losing weight and be more attractive. In another place you can start feeling depressed and sad, because each place is a living entity and it affects you differently according to your horoscope. And it's again 30% off. I think it's only $16 or so, $49, something like that. Okay, so if you're a Pisces, what is happening for you, Pisces? Well, the middle of the week, Jupiter is trine Mercury. Mercury rules your 7th house, a very good time, and something positive comes to you from another person, some positive developments in relationships. Your partner is being understanding, possibly. Good time to sign an agreement with someone or documents of some sort. It's a good time to organize some trip or travel, because Mercury is those. Things flow easy in the middle of the week for you, because your planet is trine Mercury. So anything connected to organizing, planning, writing, speaking, information, communication, learning, studying, administrative tasks, you know, this is Mercury, should go quite well on Wednesday, the day before and the day after, I suppose. And then gradually all the planets are starting to move into your 7th house. So what does it, oh, by the way, also, if you want to go on a date, middle of the week is great. The rule of the first, trying the rule of the 7th. If you want to go on a business meeting, again. And the ruler of the first, also, Jupiter rules your 10th house as well, and Mercury rules your 4th house. So the middle of the week can be also good for something to do with property, place of living, or family, some event, maybe support from family to you. And yeah. Okay, so let's see. All the planets are gradually starting to move into your 7th house, Virgo. So all the focus, actually, you're going to start feeling better, believe me, because all the planets are starting to move from your 6th house, which was the sun in the 6th, you know, sun, Mars, Venus, Mercury in the 6th house, it was till now, which 6th house is more about duties, responsibilities, fixing things, you know. They're moving into your 7th house, so it becomes way more about relationships now. And you're going to focus on actually being more discriminative, more organized and practical with your relationships. It's going to be especially a good time for business and work relationships, because the Virgo in your 7th house. And it might be a good time to become initiative to put discriminative boundaries, and you can notice that you're attracting more powerful people around you. Mars, sun type of people, more macho, more initiative, with more presence, that are more full of confidence, and almost like those people will be triggered for you to start something. Those people will be triggered for you. It's not, you're not motivating yourself. Another one with a consultant or advisor or collaboration with another people, they're your mirror now, and they trigger you into action and activate you. And even if they say something that annoys you, that is critical, that presses your buttons, that antagonizes you, because that's what others will be doing with Mars there, with the sun in the next 2-3 weeks. You know, remember that it is so that they trigger you into action. It's others are triggering some growth in you. It can be time when you notice increased activities with partners, a lot more. For example, you might have to do some partnership with someone, collaborate on some work with someone on a one-to-one basis, more consultations, for example. If you want more clients, definitely will become more proactive with the sun and Mars. They're getting and reaching out to those clients. If you want more audience, the 7th house, you'll become more proactive again to reach more audience. If you want more action with your partner, might be physical action, sexual, or just collaboration, or you notice you'll be, I just had, oh, I'm still having all the planets in my 7th house because I'm the sign before you. So we've been doing everything with my partner, going everywhere, a lot of collaborations to work in business. So the power is in the hands of others. I mean, be wise. Instead of trying to do everything alone, collaborate with others, combine your energy and sources with others, combine your, ask for help from others. You know, there'll be strong people around you, but also others will help you set boundaries, because Virgo, that's in your 7th house, is discriminative. If you need help with organization, with work, again, help others, ask others. All right. Even if you might find the criticism of others more. And if you'd like to learn astrology with me, Pisces, we're doing 2 webinars, which are 30% off till the day of the webinar. One is on the 21st of August, the other one on the 30th. One is astrocartography with me and Victor, which places in the world will be best for you based on your horoscope, which are best for money, for love, whatever. And the other one on the 21st of August, now on Wednesday, with Krasi, is on electional astrology, how to choose the best dates for you to start anything, whether a relationship, go on a date, start a business, release a video, whatever. So thank you so much. I love you and looking forward to seeing you. And do check your personal transits. Yes, everyone, please check your personal transits. They're for free. It's 30,000 people using this software now. You see your transits for a week free, and you can open for way more ahead. It's a fantastic program I've developed. Thank you.